Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It is Monday, and all of our guests today, sponsored by Bassant Motors. You're invited to the biggest sale of the year. The Bassant Motors Anniversary Sale is back. Check it out at Bassant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. Just before we get to Craig Button, Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox, unsigned. Go for it, Donnie. Please retire. I love it. That way I get to watch your show every day. Is this all to do with Pedersen? Do you think that's what it is?
It's the PD fans out there.
Right.
PD fans.
As we bring in TSN Scouting Director Craig Button. Craig, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you? You don't want me to retire, do you?
Not at all. Not at all. You're young of heart. You're young of mind. Like my dear aunt, she took up belly dancing at 90, and she always said, age is not a time of your life. It's a state of mind. Be young. You're young, Donnie.
Yeah, what a coincidence. Rick is taking up belly dancing. We just found that out. No visuals.
Well, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, say the least.
We've talked about this player before, but his career has gone to another level, and we're talking about Landon Dupont, Everett Silvertips, 16 points in 13 games. The kid is 15 years old, exceptional status. Is he going to be on Team Canada come Christmas?
Which Team Canada?
Well, I'm talking World Juniors.
Not a chance.
Because he's going to be invited to their camp, is he not?
No, he isn't.
Maybe I should retire, Craig.
Listen,
that's going around.
He's a wonderful, wonderful player. A wonderful player. There is simply no question about that. He didn't get exceptional status by accident. He is performing in the Western Hockey League brilliantly, as we knew. He hasn't even played in a Hockey Canada event. He's going to play at the U17 coming up here in November in Sarnia. And there's steps you got to take. You cannot thrust a 15-year-old player, and it doesn't matter how well he's played, and just automatically say, oh, he'll be on the World Junior team. It's such a level up. It's such a level. It's not just a level of skill up. It's a level of intensity up. And to thrust somebody in there at that age, I think it's unfair. And to me, next year he'll be there. Matthew Schaefer, I think he just returned from mononucleosis. Gavin McKenna, they're the next group. They're the next group. Connor Bedard, I mean, it was a different law. He wasn't able to play until March of that year because of COVID. But there's going to be a time frame for Landon Dupont to be part of Canada's World Junior team. It's just not this December.
Any chance he takes up belly dancing in the next few weeks?
I don't know if somebody told him, if Rick after a few lessons told him, listen, this has been a game changer for me. I think you could make Team Canada at Christmas time. I think Landon would do it. I just don't think where he's at. You want those players to get different experiences, and all of a sudden to jump ahead at that level of competition, it's a huge jump. And let's let him continue to go along at the rate that he's going. Sidney Crosby didn't play at 15 years of age at that tournament, and at 16, he was trying to find his way. And we're talking Connor McDavid, the same thing, and we're talking about brilliant players. And Landon qualifies. Don't get me wrong here. He just it's too soon.
Arshdeep Bains gets his first NHL goal on Saturday. Was that the first of many, Craig?
I don't know about many. I think that Arshdeep is a great example of what it means to continue to work on your game, to continue to believe in yourself. I mean, when he got signed, and we talked about it on the show a few years ago, I thought it was a great signing. I think the players that are able to advance their game and get signed, I don't think there's any downside to an NHL team signing a free agent. He showed in the American Hockey League that he was capable. And now to get that chance in his hometown, the standing ovation that he got, I mean, I had goosebumps watching it. And you root for players like that. You root for people like that just have this undeniable will to try to do everything they can to realize a dream. And Yeah, I mean that's what he was able to do on Saturday night, and it was really special. Do I think he can be a regular NHL player? Yeah, I do. I think that he's shown that, and like a lot of players, we use the word overnight sensation. The overnight sensations are far and few between, and certainly we're seeing progression here, and I do. I believe that he can be a regular NHL player once he gets himself settled.
Hey, Craig, we talk about Canuck offseason signings, and one of their best ones came very late, just before camp, after camp, Kevin Lankinen. He's going to play his fifth straight game tonight. He has given the Canucks a calm presence in net. I can't imagine, Craig, if they didn't sign him, because Demko's still not close to returning, but Lankinen has proven to be one of their better signings in the offseason.
Yeah, and it has. And, Todd Diamond, who's the agent, and Todd, a good friend of mine, we talk about players all the time. And, he's always believed that Kevin had the qualities to be a good NHL goaltender. And certainly, as time has gone on in different organizations, he's felt that maybe Kevin hasn't been given the recognition or the credit that he deserves. Well, I think that can go right out the door. Because when we look at where the Vancouver Canucks found themselves, not only with the Thatcher Demko injury, but also with Artur Silovs struggling, Kevin has come in and he's been outstanding. And you look at where his numbers are with respect to other goaltenders in the National Hockey League, right amongst the very best. And for the Vancouver Canucks, great news.
I don't know if you had this. I don't think anybody did. The Winnipeg Jets are 8-0, Craig. Like 8-0. We're going to have to keep asking you about them until they lose. But nobody saw this. This start 8, that's damn impressive what the Jets are doing, Craig.
It is, Rick. And any team that starts out 8-0, even a team that we think highly of and we think, oh, yeah, they're a Stanley Cup favorite, to start out 8-0 it is beyond impressive. Teams are fresh. You're trying to find your rhythm, and the Winnipeg Jets have done exactly that. So it is impressive. But what I would say, Rick and Donnie, let's not forget that this team last year had 110 points.
Yeah.
They allowed the least amount of goals in the National Hockey League. The Vezina Trophy winning Connor Hellebuck in the net. They got a lot of balance in their group. And certainly when you get wiped off the map in 5 games in the playoffs like they did versus the Colorado Avalanche, you start to, okay, how good are they? But they were a good team last year and a really good team. And then they hit that speed bump and they weren't able to get themselves at the level of the Colorado Avalanche. But again, good defense. The power plays improved. They got balance in their forward group. And we saw it last year en route to 110 points. They added Sean Monahan. They added Tyler Toffoli. They looked at Kevin Cheveldayoff looked at adding some players, but that second line is playing really well. Cole Perfetti, Ehlers, and Nemesnikov in the middle of the ice playing really, really well. But this is a team that's not doing it by accident. In every single area of the game, they've been a really good, strong team, and that's why they're able to put up the number of wins that they've done to this point in the season.
And Craig, before we let you go, one more with the Canucks. Daniel Sprong, he looked really sharp, although Erik Karlsson, he blew by him, and Erik didn't look great on the play. But he looked really fast on that goal by Arshdeep Bains. There's a lot there offensively. Why hasn't he been able, and the numbers aren't bad, but why hasn't he been able to stick with any one organization in the National Hockey League? He's bounced around a lot.
Yeah, I think, Donnie, it's consistency. In any walk of life, you got to bring a consistent. I'm not going to say effort, because I don't think Daniel lacks an effort. But whatever your calling card is, whatever your strengths are, you got to find a way to bring them consistently every single day, all the time, in whatever your work is. And I think that's where Daniel has struggled, is finding that consistency. And it happens with athletes. It happens with young people. And, perhaps Daniel now, a little bit older, is able to grab onto that and understand that, what I got to bring. I think he's in a good environment with the coaching staff and certainly the standard that they set. If he just, I'll give you an example. If I'm Daniel Sprong, just watch Connor Garland. Just watch Connor Garland every single game, every single day, and what he brings. That's consistency. And I think a lot of players have that challenge. But I think if Daniel Sprong can find some more consistency in his play, you won't see him coming out of the lineup.
If Landon Dupont plays in the World Juniors this year, you owe me a belly dancing lesson.
Yeah,
okay?
big time.
Is that
big
a deal?
time.
Okay. Rick owes you the belly dance again. If Landon Dupont, okay, so I'll give you this, Donnie. If Landon Dupont gets invited to the World Junior Camp in December, I mean, it'll be a wonderful thing. I'm taking you for dinner at Joe Forte's.
Okay. Well, absolutely. I can't afford to go there now, so
you owe me nothing. I'm just taking you.
I like that.
Wow.
Perfect.
Rick, you're invited too. Rick, you're invited too. I'm not gonna exclude you.
I feel better.
Thanks for this, Craig. Next week.
Thanks.